It's content week, everybody. This is my second video, and get ready for me to answer the most important question of the season. What if VBL-S was 32 Steves? Let's get right into it. First up, Pygo's team. Okay, here's the plan. You got your Terra normal choice band explosion overquill with Basque Legion. Obvious combo. However, what you don't know is that Espeon has Copycat at 115 speed? 110, 115? Doesn't matter. Copycat that! Double explosion, superpower, last respects, everybody's dead. Game over. Next. Okay, James, here's the plan. Poltergeist, weak armor. Stored power. Obvious. This has been done. However, use Jolteon with 0 attack, negative attack nature, maybe even burn yourself with a flame orb to lower your attack more. Pin missile yourself 5 times or use loaded dice to boost your speed so high, plus fucking weakness policy. Poltergeist killing everybody, okay? That's the power of Terra. Boom, moving on next. Boom. What if Sukabo was Steve? Okay, here's the plan. Mesprit uses skill swap on Klefki to give it levitate. Now, Klefki is immune to ground, so Klefki doesn't fucking need Prankster anymore, okay? Because you set up a little Iron Defense, a little Calm Mind, a little Protect with leftovers. This shit is unkillable. You could even set Rain Dance if you want to remove the fire immunity, the fire weakness. Or keep Protect, more healing, Draining Kiss, unkillable wall. To make matters even worse, now Mesprit has Prankster. And what do you do with Prankster? Well, Mesprit has a lot of fucking great support moves that would help Klefki, like Screens and Encore. Next, me. Okay, here's the plan. Kilowattrel uses Volt Switch on Goodra, turn 1. Turn 1, Goodra sets up Rain Dance to activate Hydration just in case I paralyze myself. And I'm holding a cell battery. Boom. I take no damage because I'm a fucking enormous special tank. And I get a +1 attack. I do damage to the opponents. Turn 2, I turn into a ground type with Terra, and now we're Volt and Discharge and Earthquaking. Disquake combo, multi-turn drifting, +1 EQ, Discharge. It's a good plan. It's a good plan. If you don't paralyze yourself, but there's a contingency. I don't know, it's pretty good. Alright, next. What if Steve was Steve? Alright, he's got a Dragapult, right? So you get the Fortress, it's going to Terra Normal Explosion, well, there's more good explosion mods now, but in previous formats, it was like the 3rd best after Garg and Skuntank, a user of Terra Normal Explosion, but he can use it well, because Terra Normal Fortress plus a Dragon Darts from Dragon Pulse gets around everything, should kill everything, and you can even Power Herb Phantom Force to break through a Protect. Not important. Meryl in the back uses Perish Song. Meryl's slow as fuck, Meryl's bulky with Eviolite. GG. Next. Poppin'. Okay, here's the plan. Chi-Yu, looking good, looking fucking fire, if I may say. Puts on the Swagger Hat, boom, 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 hits the opposing special attacker, +2 attack, confused. Already a problem. But now we have Tornadus on the field, holding a Mirror Earth, and now I have +2 attack, and no item, which means my stab, physical move, acrobatics, 110 power with no drawback, no hurricane drawback, no bleep storm missing. I think so. Yeah. All right, next up. Okay, Casey, you could do boring, Swagger, Grimmsnarl plus Mirror Herb, Sneaselung. Okay, yeah. Or, hear me out, Terra Ghost, Hisuian Goodra. What does Hisuian Goodra lack? Okay, you got the body presses up, but if something resists body press, it's not taking enough damage and they can kill you back. But you go Terra Ghost, Curse, and now you're Garganacl. That's better than Salt Cure. And you're healing up like crazy because you got leftovers and you got Terrain Extender, Grassy Terrain from Rillaboom. What even makes it better? Hear me out. Rillaboom starts the game, sets up 2 Leech Seeds on both opposing Pokemon, then U-turns out into the Goodra. Goodra is now getting Leech Seed healing plus Grassy Terrain on the Terrain Extender plus leftovers, and you Terra Ghost Curse, you heal all that back in 1 turn, and you put their asses on a timer. Might help to kill the first 2 first so they can't switch out and get rid of the Leech Seed. Or the Curse, but It's in-game. Foolproof. Foolproof. All right. Next, we have Belladrum Hariyama. And next to Belladrum Hariyama, what do we have? Physical Sylveon. Goose, hear me out, okay? You make your Iron Hands faster than Sylveon. Sylveon psych-ups the partner. Now you've got only one move left you can click. Last Resort, 140 Pixelate boosted with a +4 attack. Or you can even throw a little Quick Attack on there. Psych up Quick Attack, Last Resort, I tell you what. That's gonna do a lot of damage. Okay, did I skip one? No, I didn't. Okay. Pancakes. Pancake mix, hear me out. Florges and Hisuian Sliggoo. What is the one thing Hisuian Sliggoo doesn't have going for it? Great move pool, incredible bulk, great typing, but it doesn't have the power to take KOs. Oh wait, what if I could boost myself up with a fairy type and have a fairy Dragon Steel out on the field at the same time? Petal Blitzer, Sap Sipper, +1. You bulk out Florges fully, max HP, max defense, so it takes some hits. Fucking Sliggoo's got an EV Light. It's powering itself up. It's life doing. Florges is pollen puffing. You're breaking sashes because you know after you power up Sliggoo, you're gonna need those sashes broken. With Petal Blizzard, unstoppable force. Okay, next. Here we go. This is a strategy wherein you lead two Pokemon and you have them attack each other. It's a good idea. I promise you. Okay, here's the idea. Zero's Gal, you don't have a way to activate Anger Point on Crocodile from what I remember. So the best way to do it is you have Crocodile fling a Lancet Berry at Cresselia. Cresselia gets a weakness policy activated from the fling, but then instead of attacking the opponent with its +2/+2 stored power, which could do a lot of damage, no. You have Lancet Berry plus Slash, which has an increased crit rate. So you hit yourself with Slash, and then now you're Anger Point, and you're at +6 and +2. And you know, this is assuming a turn where the opponent doesn't attack or do anything or fake out, which you can rely on that. You know, that's reliable. Moving on. Okay, Camo. Okay, this is why Camo drafted Electrode. So I don't mean to steal your swag or expose it. All these fucking memes are intended to be so bad that no one would ever want to use them. However, you may have wanted this for the Eerie Impulse and the Contrary combo, but you can quadruple it, okay? Eerie Impulse, Scary Face, Screech, Metal Sound. All fucking four are on this guy who outspeeds the Enamorous. That's insane. It's like setting up a screen with Electrode. It's like clicking Tailwind with it, and it's like clicking fucking Decorate. Broken. Electrode is the most broken Pokemon in the game. Electrode is a new Regieleki. Moving on. Okay, Ray drafted 6 Pokemon with Fling, including Slowking, but Slowking is actually going to be the recipient of a Fling. This, if you aren't aware, is a Ganlon Berry, okay? Any of these fucking 5 guys, preferably Chestnut, maybe Lucario, because Skipper wants EV Light, Lando wants Life Orb, and Weavile wants Focus Sash or King's Rock. But any of them, truly, because, you know, Weavile fast, throws the Ganlon Berry at Slowking Galar. Crazy high special defense, not quite as high defense, but the Ganlon Berry gives +1 defense. Boom. Proc weakness policy. Boom. That's not a fucking gimmick, okay? That's basic shit. Here's where it gets interesting. Slowking Galarian version knows the extra special technical move known as a belch, where he makes the braff sound after he eat a berry, which counts with Fling Berry, and now you got 120 base power stab move with a +1 defense and a +2 special attack, and on that turn you can even click Trick Room for a speed boost as well. It's too much. It's too much. Get 3-time champ. Moving on. Okay, Braff, here's your plan. Step 1, you snipe Aquatoros from me. Step 2, you snipe Tingleton from me. Step 3, you snipe Slowbro Galarian form from me. Step 4, you turn on the swag, okay? We got big Swagger Tauros in the house and 2 different own tempo Pokemon, okay? So either one, and you can have them even switch in for each other on the side Swagger. Boom, boom, own tempo, +2/+2. damage. You could even run a Mirror Herb on your Tauros yourself, especially for facing a Defiant team, because then you got two different ways of proccing it. One, by swaggering your opponent's special attacker or sport Pokemon, and two, by proccing their Defiant. It makes sense, okay? You're not on my level. Moving on. Okay. This is the first of our America-themed gimmicks, wherein a beautiful Pokemon that I love very much sacrifices its life for the greater good, just like a real American soldier would. Okay. This gimmick, it's not like the other ones. It is maybe a bit more strategic. Palafin switches out. You need a way to get it back in. And the best way to get it back in is by having one of your Pokemon get knocked out. But you lose a lot of tempo when you get a Pokemon knocked out, right? I mean, you gain it back from having the free switch, but you're down a Pokemon. Unless your Pokemon can take down an opposing Pokemon with it. Such as with Final Gambit. I rest my case. Moving on. Okay, here's the plan. Indeedee the female form, is sitting next to Little No Fish's guy. Skill swap over to the side. Now, if your opponent has Ice Spinnered, Steel Rollered, fucking removed your terrain, it's back up if you wanted it. Or you can give Tatsugiri Synchronize if you're facing Pokemon with status moves like a Thunder Wave or something. I don't know. But then Tatsugiri gives Indeedee the Storm Drain technique. Then Tatsugiri uses the Surf move. Now you have a spread water type move better than Muddy Water because it is 100% accurate and doesn't open you up to winning through hacks, which is a bad thing morally. Indeedee gets +1 on her special attack, and now your support Pokemon is a fucking offensive threat with good coverage with Psychic and Dazzling Gleam. Hello? Try it out. I think this one might actually work. Moving on. Okay, I got two for you, Void. We got the double feature because I thought of so much. My brain was fucking on Pyro Ball. Okay, number one, Gallade, our second Terra Psychic gimmick with a weakness policy boosting speed of the day. Cinderace, Fluck a Slackberry at Gallade with a Terra Psychic. You activate a weakness policy, of course. You also activate Justified and give a speed boost. So it's a Dragon Dance plus a weakness policy, and you've got motherfucking Sharpness. And then Cinderace can... Does Cinderace with the Ally Switch? I think it does. And then Cinderace can redirect shit with Ally Switch, too. Pemberukin. And you may not have noticed in the upper right corner, but I made the text in a font color that makes it hidden, because it's Secret Rain. This is a rain team with no water type Pokemon, because you got two steel type Pokemon with very few weaknesses except for fire. So you take away Golden Ghost fire weakness and Scissors fire weakness. You give Lando 100% accurate Sand, Sea, or Storms, and you give Moltres 100 accurate Hurricanes. That sounds like a pretty good, pretty effective stratagem to me. Moving on. I gave myself an intermission because I knew I was going to be talking quickly and exerting high energy, and I want to give you a little moment to breathe as well. And we're back in fucking action. All right. Oh my God. Sorry for your ears. Daddy time. Okay. Here's the plan. Hatterene is going to skill swap Magic Bounce to the opponent. And then Tornadus of the Incarnate Formy is going to use Leer against the opponent. Maybe your Tornadus has to have a Lagging Tail for this to work, but that's okay because you are getting yourself leered, and now, excuse me, that bounces back onto you, activating your Defiant ability, activating your White Herb, which powers up your Acrobatics, so now we have +2 Acrobatics with no item after a little Hatterene Magic Bounce, and to add insult to injury, Hatterene can steal any ability from the opponent. Let's say you're facing in Azumarill. Now that doesn't have any more of the little, you think your ability so strong, your huge power, it's mine now. It's mine now. Or you take a little Intimidate and weaken their asses. You take away whatever else they're fucking counting on. You maybe take away a little Prankster from their Sableye. Now their Sableye got Magic Bounce, and you have Prankster, Hatterene's best status move, which is obviously Magic Powder. Moving on. Okay, Jordan. Here's a secret sauce. Iron Valiant has Hypnosis. Your favorite move. I know this is your favorite move, Jordan, from all the conversations we've had. Jordan and I talk daily about how much Jordan loves RNG moves, sleep moves, especially used by a Ninetales in a draft league where you win or lose money based on your performance each week. To abuse that Hypnosis, we have Gravity? No, don't need it. Because Scizor has Defog. Especially works if you're facing a screens team, right? You're going up against Sam. Sam's like, I'm gonna set up screens with Grimmsnarl, and your Ting-Lu Dondozo ain't never gonna break through. No, sir, okay? Scizor comes in, gets rid of the screens, gets rid of your fucking hazards that I know you're setting up, Sam. I know what you're fucking doing. And then, Valiante. I've lowered your evasion, and now it's time for a rest. Moving on. Okay, Ben, here's the plan. We have our second belly drum related gimmick. Slow King of the Cantonian for me, okay? Cantonian? Fucking lie. Jotonian version. I was not born. Sets up the little belly drum. It's the slowest Pokemon on the field. So that's the last thing that happened last turn. And so now Grafaiai is gonna be doing the first thing next turn with its Prankster moves. For example, the move Copycat? Belly drum +4, eats a citrus berry, unburdened, so fucking fast, so fucking strong. It's literally Slurpuff. Slurpuff is back. You can even feasibly combo this with a Slow King going for Drain Punch and then Grafaiai copycatting the Drain Punch to heal back up, or even slack off. I'm too good. I'm too good. We gotta move on. Okay, Tux Mux. Welcome to our second American gimmick, okay? Crocodile on a Choice Band. Moxie. How do we get off our Moxie boost? How do we get off the guaranteed +1 on the +1 Choice Band for amazing EQ spam? Well, you got, Persian going for Fake Out. Fake out their opponent so they can't hit you. I can't be certain that I'm gonna knock them out and get my boost. But I can be certain I knock out my own Persian. You're fucking dead! Thank you for your service. Kilowattrel comes in after, immune to Earthquake, sets up Tailwind. It's a fucking, well, I was gonna say 4-0, but it's a 3-0 because you killed your own Pokemon. It's a sweep, okay? As a side note, this team has Torkoal and Oranguru on it and no Photosynthesis user. One of the best things Oranguru can do, in addition to obviously Instruct, is Symbiosis pass an item to a Pokemon that's already used a booster energy. Brood Bonnet, Slitherwing, they're available on the board. Pick him up! Moving on. I went the wrong way. Okay. Little known, this is a crazy one. Little known usage of the ability Pickup, okay? We have the technology. Landorus Incarnate Formy takes its King's Rock, flings it at an opponent with 101 base speed. That is a flinch, which gives Pachirisu the opportunity to set up something. It can set up a substitute and then have that to take an extra hit with Follow Me. That's great. It could also do some other funky things. So let's say you're facing Amoonguss. Pachirisu sets up Electric Terrain. And now it gets a +1 to its defense with the Electric Seed. Or it could set up Rain to give Landorus 100% accurate Sand Seer Storms. Sheer Force boosted, by the way. But here's where the idea really kicks in, okay? Pachirisu picks up the King's Rock. And now, Pachirisu is holding a King's Rock. And Pachirisu has Fling as well. So now you can Fling again, get a second Fake Out effect. That's 2 Fake Outs in a row, turns that do not have to be the first turn of the game as long as you're faster, which should be easy with Pachirisu's blistering fast 90 speed. And that is a joke. Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. Great way to beat Trick Room. Great way to beat Sleep. Great way to beat, slow, defensive, bulky teams is to just flinch them. They can't take attacks. You're boosting up your Pachirisu. You're boosting up Landorus, doing big damage. Pretty high. Moving on. Okay, Sora. You are the only person. No, there's one other team that has pledges. It's the team with, it's Sukaba's team, I think, with Hisuian Typhlosion and Hisuian Decidueye. Burning Swamp, Burning Field, whatever. Boring. No good combos on that team. But on this team, we have the Rainbow Pledge, which I say is exceptionally good with Samurott. Because, okay, here's the plan. We actually make our Samurott faster than Charizard. So now Charizard is actually the one using the water type 150 base power move. I know, that's a little suboptimal, but what it means is that now your Samurott is faster than your Charizard. So your Samurott goes for 100% defense drop Razor Shell. That's basically Fire Lash, which if a good Pokemon had it would be meta. It's like Lumina Crash, right? Super strong, stab, Razor Shell, 50% chance it's doubled to 100 with the Rainbow. You have a 20% flinch chance because the Rainbow also doubles your King's Rock. So now you're lowering the opponent's defense by 1 and gets a chance to flinch. And then you get a second chance to flinch with 60% chances to flinch on either opponent with Rock Slide. The 20% King's Rock plus the 60% Rock Slide is like a lot of fucking chances to flinch, okay? If you don't kill them first with their drop defense. It makes sense. Okay, moving on. So, look at this crazy picture, first of all. Okay, Riolu in Dynamax meta was the #1 best partner for Ice Cube. And that's true here as well. You can make an argument for Abomasnow or Snowbird, of course. But, consider this. Okay. Ice Cube has a cool ability which lets you change its speed stat mid-game by attacking yourself. I know it seems like it's about taking a hit from the opponent, but it's actually a form of speed control. You hit yourself with Bullet Punch to break your Ice Face, and now you're going at 130 base speed and you can KO an opponent who's weak to ice. Or, if you are not weak to an opponent hitting you with a special move, you can Vacuum Wave yourself to activate a weakness policy at very, Riolu's not doing much damage with a fucking Vacuum Wave. Excuse me. And you're not breaking your Ice Face, so you still keep it open for your opponent to hit you. If you hit an Ice Face Ice Cube with a physical, super effective move, it doesn't activate weakness policy. So this is the best way to activate weakness policy. It goes even deeper though, because Ice Cube can get its face back in front of physical attackers if it sets up Snow. But if it sets up Snow, you need to wait 5 turns to be able to set it up again. Unless Riolu replaces the Snow Weather with the Rain Dance, or the Sunny Day. And Rain Dance would boost your Liquidation, which is great for hitting those pesky ice resists, such as Fire types. Tay's a mad genius. He's running this 1 point during the season, I promise you. Okay. Welcome back to, I think it's our third gimmick, in which case a Pokemon sacrificed itself. So this is pretty similar to the Crocodile self-KO Gambit. However, this one is a little bit different. That was a Crocodile with a Choice Band. This is probably a regular old Gyarados, which is also using Earthquake. Earthquake is going to kill your Heatran no matter what, but you can get a tricky way of KOing the opponent as well by running Specs Steel Beam Heatran. So you throw off a Steel Beam, take one of your opponents down from 100%. I mean, it might kill something outright if it's a Flutter Mane or something, but if you hit a neutral target with that Spec Steel Beam, you'll probably do 70-80% with Heatran's special attack, and then Gyarados just kills you, so it doesn't matter that you're locked into Steel Beam, you're dead anyways, and now Gyarados has taken a kill on the thing that got chipped, and fucking Heatran, so you're +2. Next. Okay, Electric. 2 different versions of this plan. Iron Treads and Enamorus, they go together well. And they can do 2 things together. One is on the left, Enamorus, okay. You set up Misty Terrain. You give Iron Treads a Misty Seed, which is probably the least used item of any this generation because there's no Misty Terrain setter. I digress. You set up the Misty Terrain manually. Now Iron Treads has a Spadef boost, which is what it needs the most because it has high defense, high attack, high speed. That's the only thing it's missing. And then you use Steel Roller to remove the Misty Terrain and use a 130 base power move. And you can keep using that really, really, really strong Steel move if you continue setting up the Misty Terrain with an Enamorus, especially if you're facing a team with Amoonguss Spore or something else that you want to avoid the status coming out from. The other version, okay, you Terra your contrary Enamorus into any type. Let's say it's Ghost type, for example, so you can set up Tailwind without getting hit by Fake Out. You have Speed Booster Treads. You Bulldoze next to your Enamorus. Now your Treads is boosted by 1, your Enamorus is boosted by 1, and your opponents are lowered by 1. and then you set Tailwind? Shit. I wish these guys learned Electro Ball, because that's a fucking KO in anything. Moving on. Okay, Jay. Here's the idea. Klefki has this move called Fairy Lock, okay? And we never see it used in VGC. It's like feasible to use in just kind of generally good scenarios to prevent your opponent from switching out the next turn, but you give up a lot of tempo. You need to take advantage of the tempo from Fairy Lock. And the best way to do that is, one, you trap them in, so a move like Yawn, which Slowbro Galar has, is great, but you can take advantage of that even more. You Fairy Lock and Yawn on the same turn, and now they can't switch out next turn, so they get put to sleep. On that turn, that following turn, you Yawn the other guy. So now they've got one guy asleep and one guy who has to switch out next turn or get put to sleep as well. The following turn, when either of them can switch out and are being conditioned to switch out because you prevented them from being able to do it earlier, they do switch out, and that gives you a free belly drum, baby. On that turn, you can also click Trick Room with Klefki, and now you've got +4 Citrus Berry, you got Quick Draw if you don't set a fucking belly drum, you've got Shell Sidearm, you've got incredible coverage on Glowbro. It's a perfect. It's a shift is beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Colby, aka Code Amarin, aka Call of Duty Amarin. Here's the plan. Metatite is a great pickup. Fake Out actually does damage. That's all you need. It's basically Metacham. You're running a sash on it anyways. It does that one other thing though, which is Pure Power Skill Swap. So here's the plan. Your Landorus is gonna smack down any opponent that is immune to ground. You Pure Power Skill Swap yourself with Metatite, and then every turn after that, you just click Earthquake, 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 and the game is over. 145 attack, even with a Jolly Nature. With Pure Power boosts, I'm gonna be sick. Moving on. Okay, Sam. Here's the idea. There's actually a lot of teams that can do this. There's a lot of gimmicks with skill swapping and interacting with Defiant or competitive. You'll see this coming up one more time, actually. Here's what you do. You skill swap competitive to your opponent with Articuno Galarian form, and then you have Sawsbuck, who was exactly 1 speed point tied with Articuno, so you make it 1 speed point slower. You have it Bulldoze, and now you've given a speed boost. You proc competitive on your opponent's physical attacker, which, by the way, you've also stolen their ability onto Articuno, and now Articuno gets the +2 from their competitive with its Mirror Herb, and you've lowered their speed. Oh my god. You could feasibly also run the Mirror Herb on a Electros and Bulldoze with that, or even make your Galarian Articuno really fast and your Spectre really slow and put the Mirror Herb on the Spectrier, and then go for Tail in the next turn with Articuno, and now you have +2 Spectre. There's a lot of ways you can do this because you have a lot of Bulldoze users. You can actually use anything that lowers their stats, but Bulldoze is the best because then you're doing damage and you're getting a speed drop and you're getting that attack boost. Boom, moving on. Okay, boom. There's this item called the Snowball, okay? It's like the Cell Battery that we saw earlier with my Goodra that gives you +1 attack, except this one operates whenever you get hit by an ice move instead of an electric move. You have a Pokemon with priority ice move, Ice Shard Donphan, hit yourself, weak sauce Donphan, throw on, Helping Hand or moves so that you don't need to fully invest in your attack, so you're not doing that much damage to your Sneasler. Sneasler gets +1 attack, +2 speed. That's a shift gear. That's a strong close combat coming out. That's killing everybody. Moving on. Okay, Rich Weave. We have a double feature for you as well. Okay, so Opportunist is the other example of like a combo Defiant thing. Don't need the herb so Primeape can keep his Eviolite. You skill swap one of two ways. Either you Opportunist swap to Primeape, and then Espathra will get probably Inner Focus you'd be running in this case, and then Swagger your opponent, and then you get the +2 attack boost from that. Or you can swap Opportunist and Defiant with Primeape, and then swap Defiant again over to your opponent. No Swagger needed. Primeape uses Bulldoze, and now you're doing the same thing that we just saw with the fucking Articuno, and now you're getting the Opportunist attack boost from their Defiant as opposed to your Swagger, and you're giving them a speed decrease. kind of strong. Okay. This one is probably the simplest. It's just a very simple mix-up, but I think it could be really effective. Basculegion should probably tech on Soak when you can. If Basculegion has a relatively okay matchup with like Last Respects or Wave Crash, but like not the other stab or something like that, but you still need that speed control, you can set up the Rain with Thundurus and then actually use Basculegion as a support Pokemon instead by using Soak, because it means Thundurus' attacks are going to do double damage and you're going to remove the opponent's stab bonus. Doesn't work against Terra, obviously, but that's why this is a funky ideas video and not an actually viable one. And our last gimmick at the end of the division. Our final sacrificial lamb, America style, throw our beautiful young people to the fucking slaughter by joining the military. Apologies to any veterans in VBL. Thank you for your service. I have strong feelings about people giving up their lives. I just don't think anybody should. Okay, this is not a political video. This is a video about Mismagius using Memento against the opponent so that it passes Levitate to Alolan, removing its one weakness, and now your opponent's stronger Pokemon has -2/-2 on both of its offensive stats. It's probably going to switch out or have to set up or do something else. It's a lot weaker, which gives Muck, who has also now lost his only weakness, more opportunities to set up minimizes to be unkillable. You can also even Terra Electric to shift around some of your resistances if you want to. Consider it. Power of Alchemy, fun ability. And that's the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll post all the videos you need to see in the Video Plugs channel. Hope you're enjoying Content Week. See you guys week 1 if I end up making videos, which I hope I will be able to do. Just depends on how much time I have with starting a new job and all that.